Safety isn't always a kid's first concern, but reports of an attempted child luring has startled many local parents and prompted a warning from the Lloydminster RCMP. Kelsey Bloxham brings us that story.
Mother of two, Tegan Zelenka, has always spoken openly with her two boys about strangers.
We've talked about strangers all the way through their young years of childhood, because you never know. I wanted them to be prepared all the way through. We talked about the usual, like never accepting candy from strangers. If somebody comes up to them asking them to help them find their lost puppy, or if somebody comes up to them saying things like, "Oh, your mom told me that she was sick and she needed me to come pick you up," to never ever go and fall for those situations, and to run away as fast as you can and find some help.
This past Friday, Lloydminster RCMP received two separate 911 calls from two different families.
Basically, the story was the same. There was a white pickup truck that was traveling through the neighborhood and had asked the kids if they wanted to get into the vehicle. Like both incidents are related to each other, and so nothing happened. The kids did the right thing. They just kept walking and they went home and told their parents.
A search of the area was done, but officers weren't able to find the vehicle. The RCMP is now asking parents to talk with their kids about safety when walking to and from school.
It's a good time for the parents and the kids to just have a sit down and talk about being safe when they're coming and going from school.
It's advice Zelenka took to heart.
Well, actually, I had just sent the boys to go to the park, and they're just old enough, they've reached the age now where I trust them to go and be around the block by themselves. But as they were at the park, I went onto my Facebook page and I saw that the Newcap News had announced that there had been this incident, and so I literally turned off the computer and I left and I went around the block and I got them and brought them home.
The RCMP will continue to patrol area schools in search of the men and their white truck. Kelsey Bloxham, Newcap News.
Canadian country music star George Canyon hit the stage in Lloydminster Saturday night, but it wasn't your typical show. All the money raised went to a very special cause, helping kids right here in the border city.
Get off the bus, you don't know what day it is half the time.
The busy life of a country music star.
Keep going, just way back, keep going.
But George Canyon is taking a bit of a time out before his benefit concert, rekindling a ritual from the past.
We used to play football. In fact, this is the last place we played, the last time we played here, out in the one of the riding arenas.
From playing a little toss to playing for a crowd of over 1,500, Canyon is helping out the Lloydminster Community Youth Centre with all the proceeds from this benefit show supporting its move to a brand new facility.
We're crammed into what began about 7 years ago as a temporary location, and it's been awesome up to this point. But we have well over 7,000 youth come through our centre every year.
For Canyon, agreeing to play is a no-brainer.
This is the perfect fit. It's what a community really is about. It's about coming together and helping out others and just feeling good at the end of the night.
A helping hand making this move a reality.
We're getting close to being where we need to be to finally launch our new building, hopefully sometime next year. And this fundraiser has just been phenomenal. We've had great help from George, and the community stepped up.
Old hockey injury screws up the football game.
And back on the makeshift football field, the reason this tradition's seen its last day, an injury to a former drummer.
He broke a finger before a show and had to play the show with his finger taped. And I remember him in tears. I turned around and looked at him, and there was just tears coming out of his eyes because he was just in such pain.
So while some good things come to an end, others continue on supporting a great cause.
Now, the donations are still being tallied from that show, but if you didn't get a chance to check it out and still want to support the great cause, you can contact the Lloydminster Community Youth Centre to forward your donation. Well, finding out what career you want to pursue isn't always easy, but one entrepreneur is using her passion to guide the way. Gerard Lampow has the details.
And most people say when they get a hand massage, oh, I think I'm going to fall asleep.
Based in Neilburg, she's been a certified esthetician for a year now. A graduate of Lakeland College, she wanted to open her own business when she left school. Her research led her to Community Futures.
Worked with the business analyst, Janet Green. She gave me every business material that was useful in me achieving my goals.
Over a 6-month period, she got help with a business plan and funding opportunities.
I actually completed an online course that they offered, and it was 100 essential business skills. And so you watch the videos online and you complete quizzes and worksheets, and it's quite an extensive thing.
She got loads of information on marketing and advertising through Community Futures, but Facebook, as well as a more traditional strategy, is getting the message out.
I know a lot of people, and especially by doing this, and word of mouth is a great thing. I mean, when you have a good business going, people talk, right?
She's celebrating her first year in Neilburg with a number of anniversary specials on her services and remains grateful that her dream of starting a business has come true.
When I worked with Janet, she really helped me build my confidence as a new business owner, and she was always keeping in contact with me.
Gerard Lampow, Newcap News.
On this edition of Retrospect this week from the archives, Brian Hardy brings us back to the official opening of the Leisure Center and takes a look back at the NHL in 2004, where again there was the prospect of no hockey in sight.
Here we have a state-of-the-art leisure center for the whole family, Hawaii and Lloydminster, all year round.
This week in 1989, the ribbon was cut on the new $5 million Lloydminster Leisure Centre.
The city and the Alberta and Saskatchewan governments contributed to the bulk of the cost, but a quarter of those funds came from local residents and corporations.
We have to thank today the pool committee, the large corporate donors, the surrounding municipalities, local businesses and professional people, and you, the general public. All of you have helped to make this happen.
After the dedication, local residents were given the grand tour of the facilities, equipped with a wave pool, 150-foot water slide, and instructional pool. They were also treated to an aquatic show, and the doors were later opened for free public swimming.
September 2004, and for hockey fans, it's déjà vu all over again.
With NHL hockey looking like it might not be a go this season, some die-hard fans are left scrambling for their hockey fix.
Can't have Canada without hockey.
Businesses in the border city like Original Joe's count on Major League games to keep the regulars coming in.
Well, I mean, our Saturday nights are going to be much slower. People would come in just to watch the CBC doubleheader on Hockey Night in Canada, so it's going to affect us on the weekends for sure.
Lloydminster's Junior A Blazers are looking to capitalize on the absence of the NHL.
We will work hard every night, and we'll provide entertainment at home. The team, typically plays very well in the Civic Center, so if people do get out to the rink and come down there, I'm sure they'll be happy with the product they see on the ice.
Allison Gurnham, NewsHour.
Join us next time when gas prices reach an all-time high. I'm Brian Hardy for Retrospect, this week from the archives.
Retrospect this week from the archives is brought to you by Webb's Ford. Worth your while to drive the extra mile. Webb's Ford in Vermilion.
That's pretty neat. And that is all the time we have tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow and have a great night.
Good night.
Makeup provided by Vivid Hair and Aesthetics.
Tonight, grand opening.
Well, it's a huge day for Husky. I'm Lauren Pullen. Coming up, I have all the details on not one, but 2 thermal plants opening their doors in the region.
Plus, new beginning. Lloydminster's Francophone First School has a full week of events inside their new school. And coming together. Our community has stepped up to raise thousands for a family who lost everything in a fire.
In sports, earning their stripes. Lloydminster Minor Hockey held a referee clinic for returning and new hockey officials over the weekend.
This is Newcap News with Kelsey Bloxam.
Good evening. Safety isn't always the first thing on the minds of kids, but reports of an attempted child luring has prompted a warning from the Lloydminster RCMP.
Mother of 2, Tegan Zelenka, has always spoken openly with her 2 boys about strangers.
We've talked about strangers all the way through their young years of childhood, because you never know. I wanted them to be prepared all the way through. We talked about the usual, you know, like never accepting candy from strangers. If somebody comes up to them asking them to help them find their lost puppy, or if somebody comes up to them saying things like, oh, your mom told me that, you know, she was sick and she needed me to come